I'm Braden Thornton, and this is Weather HQ. We all know that most storms can be predicted several days to as much as a week out, but just how trustworthy is that forecast? Well, it all depends on which storm we are talking about. In this video, we will be breaking down the predictability of tropical cyclones based on the following: its predictability, the accuracy of the predictions, and why the level of predictability is the way it is. Without wasting any more time, let's get started. First up, let's discuss some complicating factors for forecasting tropical cyclones. Regardless of which ocean they form in, hurricanes need very warm water temperatures around 80 degrees Fahrenheit or 27 degrees Celsius, as well as low wind shear, and what all storms need, ascending air, or what is called lift. High-pressure systems can steer these storms westward and can also pull these storms away from shore. Cold fronts from extratropical cyclones or frontal cyclones also complicate the track and forecast by stalling or even swallowing the moisture of the tropical cyclone. With all the complicating factors out of the way, let's dive into the predictability. Tropical waves or disturbances can be highlighted by the National Hurricane Center if development is expected within the next 5 days. Once the tropical cyclone develops, a forecast advisory is issued and what's called a cone forecast. The cone forecast goes out to 5 days and shows the many possibilities of the center of the storm or where the eye would be located. Over the years, the cone has gotten narrower and narrower. Take a look at this photo. In this photo, we have what is called the cone of uncertainty. As you can see, it steadily progresses. We get much, much better. 2004, practically the entire southeast. And then 2009, in yellow, you see it swallows up about 3 states wide, not including Florida, just Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia. And in 2014, we see even more improvement to where it only stretches across 2 states, roughly, from about Mobile, Alabama to Savannah, Georgia. And in 2019, we see that improve even further from going from about Mexico Beach, Florida to Jacksonville, Florida, which is within only 1 state. And that cone has been getting narrower and narrower as we've seen over the years. So let's have a look at this predictability chart. 24 hours out, fairly high. We know about the exact cities that it's going to hit within one or two different city difference, I'd say. 72 hours out, medium high. We know the general state or states, if it's a really small state, that it's going to impact. And then 120 hours out, our predictability is low because we only have, the cone can completely shift 5 days out. But we do know generally where it's going to go, although every now and then complicating factors will steer that storm in a completely different direction and everybody's just caught off guard. Beyond 120 hours out, little or no predictability. In other words, forget about it. Just forget it. You won't know if that thing is coming off of Africa. It could take 10 days across the ocean, although that's kind of long, but it can happen. So a lot of things can happen with it. Maybe it'll encounter some wind shear, some drier air, cooler water temperatures, or the high pressure will steer it back out to sea. There's so many different factors when it comes to these tropical cyclones. Overall, I would say that our predictability with this is a medium because it does vary. Like you'll have Hurricane Irma, which was nearly spot on the entire time, but it didn't have a lot of complicating factors with it. Then you'll have storms like Hurricane Dorian, which was originally forecasted to go slam right into the eastern shore of Florida. But instead, it stalled out over the Bahamas, and then it took a northward turn, which spared Florida but devastated the Bahamas. And now let's discuss the accuracy when it comes to modern forecasting with these tropical cyclones. The vast majority of modern hurricanes track within even the first forecasting cone, as seen in these photos on your screen. This is a big change from the Galveston hurricane in 1900 that was forecasted to go towards Florida, but obviously went towards southeast Texas and devastated Galveston, killing around 8,000 people. Compare that to Nate and Irma in 2017 that stayed within the original forecast cone regardless of how much it changed. Both did some devastation, but it did stay within its original forecast cone, and that helped better preparing and avoided catastrophes such as the Galveston hurricane. Next up, let's discuss why the predictability is ranked at a medium overall. Well, nearly every tropical cyclone can generally be tracked into a certain area if it's more than 3 days out. But within a 3-day period, the predictability spikes in terms of track. As far as the intensity goes, that remains low to medium. It's fairly hit or miss when compared to the first or original forecast. Overall, predicting the track and intensity of a hurricane is no picnic, but the saving grace is that, for the most part, we get several days to a week to iron out the forecast, and that gives us plenty of time for those in the path of the storm to prepare and evacuate as needed. Thank you all for watching this video, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to see more content like this and more. This has been Weather HQ, signing off.